to present a poem. What shall I do?
What will you do? Is this a question? Show that you know the poem and remind them what a poem it is. Well, you know what you must do. Go, confront the problem, fight, win, and call me when you get back, darling. I enjoy our visits.
Welcome to the Poetry Dojo,
where we learn to know our poems.
and learn to wield them to fight and win.
Today we are considering Ozymandias by Percy Bysshe Shelley.
Today we're considering Ozymandias by Percy Bysshe Shelley and not considering Percy Bysshe Shelley because...
It is not a happy reflection.
It is, yeah. That's just, suffice to say, he is not someone to be imitated and you wouldn't want to end up like he did.
He was one of the most influential romantic poets in Great Britain, and that is all we choose to say about it.
But at the time that he was writing, he and his various romantic friends, there was Egypt was being researched. Yes, researched. Archaeologists.
Is that dug up? Is that what that means?
Dug up. Particularly Thebes and the city of the dead. And from Thebes was very slowly, because it took a long time to figure out how to move something that weighed over 7 tons, a statue, which probably is now in the British Museum, of Ramses II. And sometimes not having something inspires you more than actually having it. So Percy and a couple of his friends decided to come up with poems about Ramses II. And the one we have from Percy is titled Ozymandias.
Ozymandias by Percy Bysshe Shelley. I met a traveler from an antique land who said, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read, which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear, My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. This is a sonnet, and bears all the challenge of a sonnet. Very difficult to deliver with the force and gravity that each word demands, I think.
A school that we're both familiar with places this particular poem in the 8th grade and yet does sonnets in the 10th grade. This might actually be more appropriately going against other sonnets. It is short. Mm-hmm. The weakness of a sonnet, if weakness is properly applied, is that they are not long. And you have to convey all your emotion and impact in a very, very short time. Nevertheless, this does its story, and it is a story. You notice the opening line is just the introduction of a traveler from an antique land who says, and the story follows, Look on my works, you mighty, and despair.
And the irony follows in the last 3 lines.
There's nothing to see.
No matter how great this empire was, how great this king, we just dug up his name and his entire reputation from underneath sand that no one lives on. No one sees this. It's been buried for thousands of years.
It offers us an opportunity to recollect and remember humility. Growing up in the United States, I was always reminded that I am a citizen of the most powerful nation on earth. Those that have risen against us have always fallen. Well, Okay, well, if we can select those that have resisted us and fallen, they have always fallen. A number of poets have rung on this particular note, and it is one that can be delivered most effectively in a very short period of time. Do not get too full of yourself, even if you are a king or a kingdom.
Shelley gives us this theme in a grand manner. It doesn't come across as very self-aware. Contrast with Rudyard Kipling's
Yes.
Lest We Forget,
yes.
The Jubilee poem, where he cautions us to remember our place before God. Shelley reminds us to remember our place before history, which is not the same thing. Equally true that in the scope of history, we are not much. But that's because history belongs to someone who is much. We don't have Christ presented to us in this poem, but the truth of it is true because of who Christ is and his greatness in history. Thank you for tuning in. This has been a DieCast Media Group production. Please recommend us to friends, family, relations, but not your competitors. Feel free to email us with questions at poetrydojo@diecastmediagroup.com. And tune in next time for another exciting episode and another fine poem.